Let's talk about why most 30-day group fitness challenges fail. It usually happens because they are built around sudden, intense bursts of effort, rather than habits you can actually repeat. The standard structure usually relies on a winner-takes-all leaderboard. This design inherently rewards the person who already has a high baseline of fitness or a highly flexible schedule, while actively punishing anyone who gets busy or misses a single day. To build a challenge that works, we need to restructure the operational logic. We have to strip away the extreme calorie counting and individual rankings and replace them with sustainable clean eating and team-based momentum. Success in a 30-day challenge depends on architectural design and built-in safety nets, not just the willpower of the individuals involved. The most common error in challenge design is tracking success strictly by the number on the scale and enforcing extreme calorie deficits. When you severely restrict your calories, your body goes into a survival response known as metabolic adaptation. It interprets the sudden drop in energy as starvation and slows your metabolism down to conserve energy. This chart shows resting metabolic rate changes in a weight loss competition. At 30 weeks, metabolic rates crashed, burning 600 fewer daily calories. In Graph B's 6-year follow-up, suppression worsened, trapping participants in an ongoing 700-calorie deficit despite regaining weight. You can avoid this self-defeating metabolic deluge by anchoring your challenge to a completely different nutritional protocol: clean eating. Clean eating means consuming minimally processed whole foods. You do not omit entire food groups, and you do not restrict your total calories. By filling your plate with grown-from-the-ground nutrients, your body gets the fuel it needs to function. This allows it to release stored fat naturally, without triggering starvation alarms that cause metabolic adaptation. This looks like making simple swaps in your daily routine. You might trade out white potatoes for nutrient-dense sweet potatoes, or choose whole grain bread instead of refined white bread. To protect your metabolic engine and actually improve health, you need to explicitly ban the scale from your challenge. Track your consistency with clean foods, not your body weight. Now that the nutritional rules are set, discard the idea of an individual ranked leaderboard. Instead, divide your participants into small functional pods or teams. This chart compares the physical health outcomes of solo exercise against group environments. Participants in a structured group report a nearly 25% higher improvement in their physical health compared to those exercising alone. Score these pods by their team average rather than tracking individual output. This shields vulnerable participants from the spotlight effect and stops them from dropping out early if they fall behind. Group people by their shared environments to make this work smoothly. You can match up company departments, tight-knit friend circles, or family members living under the same roof. Structuring your challenge with social accountability takes an isolated, easily abandoned chore and turns it into a shared daily habit. To keep your teams moving forward, you will run the challenge using a 2-tiered check-in system. The first tier is the minimum. It's the absolute smallest action a person can take to keep their daily streak alive on a high-stress day. A minimum check-in could be drinking 8 cups of water, or ensuring that just one of your meals that day is fully clean. The second tier is the daily goal. This is the target for days when a participant has optimal energy and their schedule goes as planned. Hitting the daily goal might mean eating clean for 80% of your meals and getting in a 30-minute workout. Alongside these 2 tiers, you must implement a grace day policy. Officially grant every participant 1 free pass per week. Without a grace day, participants fall into the perfection trap. A missed day stops their momentum, causing a psychological collapse where they abandon the challenge. Combining minimum thresholds with grace days creates a psychological safety net designed to sustain participation through the full 30 days. The final step is taking these rules, tiers, and team structures and configuring them inside a central tracking hub, like a dedicated Discord server or an app like Habit Huddle. When you send the invitation message, frame the tone around a treat not cheat philosophy. Let people know that indulging occasionally is built into the plan, not a failure of it. As soon as the challenge goes live, post your own day 1 check-in immediately. This establishes the cultural standard and proves to your group that the system is active. By removing toxic metrics and engineering tiered social accountability, you build an environment where long-term, sustainable wellness becomes the path of least resistance.